Welcome back. Barotseland, the kingdom of the Lozi people, was a protectorate under British colonial rule and became part of Zambia at the country's independence in 1964. The area is now known as Western Province. There are approximately 5 million people living in Barotseland. In terms of the Barotseland Agreement of 1964, the area became part of Zambia. It's alleged that Zambia did not comply with the terms and conditions of that agreement, and therefore rendering it null and void. In 2012, the districts of Barotseland resolved to be separated from Zambia, and they started advocating for their right of self-determination. In 2013, Afumba Mombotwa was sworn in as the Administrator General of Barotseland in defiance of the Zambian government's jurisdiction over that area. Subsequently, 3 of Barotseland Kingdom leaders were arrested in December 2014 on charges of treason, and they were tried and convicted in March 2016 and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. In April 2018, they lodged an appeal against both their conviction and sentence, but their appeal has not been heard. Now I'm joined in studio by Secretary General of Lunyinda Ndambo Youth League, Chris Lubasi, and Kala Luka, and the league's Secretary for International Relations, Bright Nyame. Gentlemen, let me welcome you. I'm not even going to try and repeat your names, but just feel welcome.
Thanks. Yes.
Right now, let's talk about this Barotseland story. All of a sudden, come 2012, you trying to resuscitate something that happened in 1964. And I mean, I know that there were monies that disappeared to the tune of about 78 million euros or pounds. Was it because you were broke?
No, not really. It's because the Zambian government, as a partner in to the 1964 Barotseland Agreement, behaved dishonestly by looting the 78.5 million British sterling pounds, which were in the Barotseland Reserve Bank unilaterally. And these acts, unilateral acts by Zambia, began in 1965, barely a year after entering into an international arrangement with Barotseland in Britain. Yeah. So that continued up to 1969, and when they were able to repeal certain provisions of the agreement against the spirit of the people of Barotseland. And in 1969, the spirit of the agreement was defeated in that the whole of the agreement was abolished by the Zambian parliament.
Okay. Now, Chris, just tell me, why wait so long?
The people of Barotseland are a peaceful people, and they're civilized. They believe in the post-millennium doctrine of solving their problems. It's not, that their quietness means, they cannot do anything, but they're civilized enough to wait until all measures, to secure their country seem to fail. That's when they can, secure other means from somewhere.
What I'm noticing, though, is that you are fairly young comrades, if I may say so. Are you taking up a struggle which your forefathers and your fathers and grandparents failed to conquer? Well, let me hear from you.
Yes, you'd find that most young people are the one who are active. Yes, and the old one, they give guidance to the young ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Bright, listen, there has to be a reason why Barotseland was annexed, if one may say so. Because other annexures in the world caused world wars. But in your case, an annexure caused nothing but a peaceful demonstration for 40 years, and you praying to God and all. That's what your manifesto says. You always rely on God for guidance and all that, instead of fighting for your land.
Yes, we are very civilized people, and we have that patience, and we believe that just achieving greater things doesn't matter of fighting, but even involving the brain and thinking you sit down and resolve issues.
Okay, what do you want the government of Zambia to do?
We want the Zambian government to recognize that they have no legitimacy over Barotse land.
Okay, they have refused to do that for the past 40 years.
You know, we have international law and we abide to that.
They are not respecting it.
We you know, appeal to the international community to come, you know, and help and intervene in this issue.
They have ignored you for 40 years.
No, we have solutions then. Because if peaceful calls for peaceful disengagement processes fail, then we you know, left to choose, you know, our own methods of solving this impasse. But I believe they've not yet, you know, failed the
this
issue.
matter has not even gone to the United Nations.
It has gone. It has gone.
There's no resolution.
Maybe they're still investigating, but
maybe.
But no, they are still investigating, but it has gone so far.
Well, other stories, I mean, the Wira people are recognized at that level. The Palestinians are recognized at that level. Who are you?
We are sure that they will recognize us.
When?
Just now.
Let me
You're still praying?
No.
Let me chip in. The issue of Barotse land has been tabled by international tribunals.
Yeah.
We know in 1994, 1996, His late Majesty King Lute Yeta IV brought this issue to the attention of the Commonwealth. But we hear the authorities then did many processes to hinder the discussion, the progression of the discussion towards solving the issue. So I mean, whatever we are doing, we are, updating the international community. As you may be aware, there is a government in Barotse land. And
which is not recognized by the government, that is recognized by the African Union.
We are not waiting for African Union to recognize us. We are not waiting for the Zambian government to recognize us. We only want civilized people who are able to call insanity as insanity. Calling a spade as a spade is what we need here. If there are some people in the world who can come and say this is right, the Barotse people have been downtrodden and oppressed on the basis of an agreement that never entered into force. Those are the people we need to talk about.
But why do you need other people from outside to come and tell you that you must be free?
We are already free. What is happening?
You are not.
We are free. What is just happening? These are mere formalities. It's an argument of who has power over our country. We have our government according to the norms and regulations of the Barotse people.
But if that was the case, Brian, if
Yes.
that was the case. Your fellows wouldn't have been arrested and sentenced on treason charges.
Yes, but...
so it means that they have transgressed the laws of Zambia.
In fact, on that one, they are just trying to violate human rights.
No, they are not trying.
They are violating human rights.
They are violating human rights, actually. Because we are free already. We declared a free, total independence from disengagement from Zambia.
Yes.
And they have not challenged that. It is still valid. They have accepted that.
Do you use passports to go from Barotse land into Zambia?
Let me chip in. No, at the time being, there is no need for that because we still have this argument going on of who has power over our country. But sovereignty belongs to the people. We were connected to Zambia on express terms and conditions. When Zambia refused that, we have methods. We have another option to restore our own country, and we don't wait for Zambia to nod.
But prior to 1964,
Sure.
you were colonized.
We were not colonized. Our express connection with any foreign powers was regulated since the 19th century, when the explorers and missionaries came to Africa.
Yes.
The first encounter of the Barotse people with aliens and foreign powers was through agreements, like the Lokna concession of 1890 by His late Majesty King Lewanika. So this has been the trend of the Barotse people. We were a protectorate. And what is surprising is Zambia was simply inheriting the obligations of the British Crown over Barotse land. But the president never inherited the powers of the Litunga. But what we see is the president assumed the responsibilities of the Litunga and even went to an extent of colonizing Barotse land, a black-to-black colonization, and that's what we are refusing.
Okay. Today's president in Zambia is what? Is the fifth, sixth?
The sixth president.
Okay, so it's even worse because under KK that was like almost 30 years. So you have failed to convince 6 leaders that you need to be independent.
I'm sorry, we have not failed. You know,
okay, you have not succeeded.
We have not, yeah, to some extent we failed to succeed because we were failing to satisfy the requirements of the Zambian regimes. But the issue is, you know, the issue of Barros land is, you know, threefold. It's a legal issue, it's a rights issue, and also it's a, you know, an independence issue, a matter of liberties. So when you look at the issue of Barros land, you know, you must understand to say it's not about the Zambian government being convinced of our existence. We do exist.
Of course.
And our right to self-determination cannot be, you know, undermined by anyone.
But, Bright, why are you still relying on God to free yourselves from Zambia when you are 5 million?
You know, we, like I have just said, that we are peaceful people. And we don't want...
Peace has not brought you anything.
It will bring. It will bring.
When?
We are very much confident that this is the reason why we are calling on the international community to intervene.
Okay.
Yes, so that they see how Zambia has mistreated us regarding of even violating the human rights. And as I'm speaking to you this time, the Zambian government has deployed their armory in Barros land.
Okay.
Yes, the schools, they've been camping. I mean, soldiers are camping on the schools. They are raping. I mean, they are raping our pupils. They're just, there's no peace in Barros land, as I speak now.
Okay.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time. It's a matter that I would still want to engage you on, because there's a lot of things that you're blaming on this integration into Zambia, social cohesion, there's no peace and all that, because you believe it's because, you are annexed, so to say. But we wish you all the best. But you would have to do more than just praying in order to really realize your freedom.
In fact, we are even appealing to the South African government to come in, especially President Cyril Ramaphosa being the SADC chairperson,
okay.
Because
yes.
we believe always something can be done.
All
the
right.
people of South Africa and the people of Barros land share a common history.
Thank you
so much. Yes.
Well, that was Secretary General of Linyungandambo Youth League, Chris Dubasi Kalaluka, and the League's Secretary for International Relations, Bright Nyame. And Pearl, what have you got?
Well, at the back of that, we'll take a quick break and we'll return with more news at the top of the hour. Do stay with us here on The Globe.